So another video. So the video talked a little bit about merging. Merging means when you're coming together with other traffic. So it talked a little bit about picking your gap and going into it. This video shows you proper ways to merge with traffic and how the best way to merge. So up here in this area there's either a collision or there's some construction. Those are like pylons. So in this situation, you have two lanes that are going down to one lane, and this is the proper way to merge with each other safely.
Merging is required when two lanes are reduced to one.
So in this video, it was demonstrating the zipper merge where both vehicles, essentially you take turns. A vehicle in the left lane goes, then the vehicle in the right lane goes, then the left lane, and just keep going like that so that everybody's taking turns. And then there's no situation where both vehicles are stopped and trying to figure out who's supposed to go first or who is in the lane first, things like that. Zipper merge is usually the safest way to maneuver through things. And so if you are approaching a construction site or a situation where there could have been a collision and there's emergency vehicles on scene, be prepared to do that zipper merge and look for your gap and make sure that you guys are both taking turns, because merging is actually a shared responsibility. So who has the right of way when you're merging? Answer is no one. Neither the merging vehicle nor the vehicles already on the highway have the right of way. So nobody has the right of way in a merge. It's all vehicles that are coming together and sharing the road together are equally responsible for letting each other in and giving each other enough space to do it safely. This is why caution and courtesy must be exercised by everyone to safely merge into traffic. So be courteous when you see other vehicles approaching. Be mindful that you may need to slow down a little bit or speed up just a little bit. Don't pass the speed limit, but just make sure that you're, or even pulling over to a farther lane. Like if you're in the inside right lane and you know that there's a few vehicles coming in to merge and it's a little congested, you can always pull over to the left lane if it's safe, just to allow a little bit of space for those vehicles coming in. Merging. So here's a situation on highways. Merging is often used for vehicles who are approaching into the highway, also when they're exiting. So merging is intended to keep the flow of traffic going. They don't have stop sign lights that are telling you which way to go. Usually it's that vehicles are in the acceleration lane, like this blue vehicle here in the image. He's in the acceleration lane. He's speeding up to the speed of flow of traffic, and then he's looking for his gap to pull in, and he'll be using his left-hand turning signal to show other vehicles that he's intending to move into that lane. Merging requires that you time your approach and smoothly blend into traffic. This sign up here, that's where the left-hand lane or right-hand lane is ending. And that's when you know, oh, I'm gonna have to do a merge into the flow of traffic. So you may need to adjust your speed, like I said. If you're already on the highway, you may need to adjust your speed. Look ahead or look behind a little bit. Look to the traffic that you're going to be entering into and pick your gap, and then signal to the other drivers so they know that you're moving over. Do not slow down or stop when you're at the end of that acceleration lane. That acceleration lane is meant for you to pick up speed, because usually you're going up to 80 or 100 kilometers an hour. You want to get up to that speed for that flow of traffic. So you don't want to end up stopping, because there could be vehicles behind you going 80 kilometers an hour. And if you stop unexpectedly at the end of that acceleration, you may get rear-ended or get into a collision. So everybody's expecting everyone to go nice and safe. So here's another video about merging, and it's about when you enter and exit off of a highway.
Before your team begins driving in the highway environment, make sure you feel they've mastered all the previous environments.
So in talking about exiting, whenever you're exiting a highway, it was saying the exit lane or the exit ramp. The other terminology that they might see on an exam is a deceleration lane. Deceleration lane means you're going to be slowing your vehicle down to move. And like it said, do not start slowing down while you're on the highway. You only want to start slowing down once you move into that exit lane or that deceleration lane and safely go. Also, if you miss your exit, don't try to stop and reverse and come around. You got vehicles moving at really high speeds. Never want to stop on a highway. Never want to be turning around or reversing. So if you do miss an exit, the best course of action is to take the next exit and then just adjust your route or plan, make arrangements to go back or adjust your route to make sure you get to your destination safely. Never want to be turning around or crossing the meridian or anything like that. So I just need a couple more minutes. I just have like a couple more slides and then we'll be done. You can do your quiz and then you'll be done for the day. So here are some tips on how to merge safely. You definitely saw that through the video. You saw over and over, it talked about getting into the lane, picking up your speed, choosing a good space, and then it talked about a space cushion. So a space cushion is that enough room between vehicles. So if you can see these vehicles here, like A and B, they're nice and tight with each other. They're really close. They're kind of in each other's space. So you would want A to speed up a little bit and then B to slowly come in together. So the space cushion means the space around your vehicle and opposed to other vehicles. You want to have a nice following distance for that space cushion. And space cushions can be determined through the 2-second rule, which I'm going to talk about in another chapter. The other thing for merging is something you might come across are called weave zones. So as you can see here, that a weave zone is where vehicles will be using the same lane to accelerate and decelerate. So there could be vehicles that are entering and exiting at the same time. Again, just like just like those center left-hand lanes, these are shared use lanes where you can have vehicles exiting and entering at the same time, and they have to cross each other's path, and they have to do it at really high speeds. So weave zones, most of the time you're going to see exits and entering together where you're just on your own. All the traffic's entering together and then separate lane for leaving together. But there's an instance like this where that same lane is being used to exit and enter together. So just be careful. They're called weave zones because vehicles could be weaving in and out of traffic together. And this one is where you definitely want to use that zipper rule. Again, in this situation, merging, they're still merging with each other. Nobody has the right of way. So you don't go to like whoever's going faster gets to go first, or if I was there first, or I was on the primary highway and you were on the secondary, so I get to go first. Those rules of right of way don't apply here. Everybody has to equally show courtesy and let each other in safely. Also, just quickly talking about emergency lane. Tomorrow we're gonna talk more about emergency situations, but here you can see on a primary highway, there's the 2 main lanes that are used for driving, and then there's the emergency stopping lane is the actual terminology. Another common terminology that you might hear is calling it the shoulder. Lots of people say, hey, pull over to the shoulder, or they're driving in the shoulder, something like that. The actual term for that shoulder area is the emergency stopping lane. And just like it sounds, that emergency stopping lane is only used for emergencies. So if your vehicle breaks down, you get a flat tire, or your trailer's kind of jumping and you need to get back there and readjust it. If there's no like roadside turnout where you can safely, those are the best places to go, because then you can move safely and you have enough room. If you're in a situation where you can't wait to get to that emergency pullout or that roadside pullout, you can use the emergency lane. And what you do is you cannot use those to pass. You shouldn't be using them to for bathroom breaks or anything. You try to plan your route so that you're stopping either at, you're pulling off onto the roadside, or you're going to like a restroom or a campsite, things like that. But this situation, those emergency stopping lanes are only really meant for emergency situations. If you're found, so emergency stopping lanes are found on both sides as well of the primary highways. But you want to move on. If you're traveling on the right, if you're traveling forward, you want to use that right side of the lane for your emergency. You wouldn't want to be on the left side lane because you could have vehicles coming from the opposite direction.